I had a really interesting conversation with a friend of mine just a couple of days ago. I hadn't spoken to him in a while, and we were talking about this past year, COVID, pretty much from last March until about now, and just the lockdown of everything. And it was very easy for us to kind of list the negatives and the struggles during the last year, and we did. But he also pointed out some of the good things that actually came about because of this year. And very specifically, he talked about his family. He's got a couple of kids, and he just said because everything was shut down, they were all together so much more, which you hear all the time. I think all families experience that. But he just saw it as largely being such a good thing because pre-COVID they were everywhere, and it was sort of like constant busyness. They were running their kids constantly, and as a result, as a family, they were rarely together, rarely had a meal together, and that all changed right about a year ago, and it was tough at first, but he said over time, he just saw how it really became a good thing. And he said in some respects, they're not going to go back. I mean, they will. They're going to play on teams, and they'll be involved in activities, but not as much. Not to the expense of time with family. And he realized that, he and his wife, just the objective value of that and need for that. And they wouldn't have had it really not been for this last tough year. So anyway, I just think this idea of finding light in dark times, that's something we should always do. Think of this week that we're in now, Holy Week, and like the darkness. Think of the Last Supper and just the betrayal and the denial, and there's so much struggle in these days. But there's also the Last Supper. There's the first Eucharist, and there's when he washes the feet of the apostles, and the power and the symbolism of that. Like these great things happened in the midst of this difficult week. Kind of my friend's point, I experienced it too, along with a lot of people down here on the Barrier Island last Christmas. Because of the limitations, we couldn't have Mass in the usual numbers that we would, and so we decided to have it outside at the parking lot in Point Lookout, the town of Hempstead Park. And it ended up being this great experience, Christmas Eve and then Christmas morning. So we're going to do it again because the need is still there. So I'm just inviting you to the opportunities we'll be offering. Good Friday and Easter Sunday morning. Good Friday at 3 o'clock, and then Easter Sunday at 10:30 in the morning. Very much like last Christmas. Come in your car. If the weather's not great, stay in your car. We'll tune your radio to the sounds. You'll hear everything that's going on. We've got a big, giant jumbotron, so you'll see it, everything that's happening if you're far back in the lot. If it's nice weather, bring a chair or two, and you can sit outside. We'll allow room for that. And maybe just I suggest you get there a little bit earlier than 3 o'clock or 10:30 because I think it's going to be crowded. It was a great experience in December, and we're hoping for the same this weekend. So I hope you join us.